Rather hard-fought, but I'm sure a satisfying victory over Liberty Center on Tuesday. You getting a little bump off of this as you head into tonight?
Well, I would hope so, John. The game with Liberty I thought was very intense on both sides, and the kids played hard. I don't think it was very pretty to watch, but I thought, it took a lot out of us. But I think any game you win in the tournament is going to add to your confidence, and we're going to need that tonight.
Okay, as you mentioned, a rather draining victory. How quick usually is the recovery time for something like that? Is 3 days enough?
Well, we came back on Wednesday, and the kids were in good spirits. I think probably the emotional part is going to carry you more than the physical part with, but eventually that physical part will catch up with you. But the kids bounce back a lot quicker than what you think. So, yeah, I think, we are where we want to be right now, with preparation.
Okay, now you had a tough opponent Tuesday, but you've got a tougher one tonight in the Archbold Blue Streaks. This is a team that, of course, we've run out of superlatives to describe the kind of year they've had, undefeated, #1 ranked in the state, and to be honest, they just manhandled you back in December when you met them. Size up this Streak squad and what you expect out of them tonight.
Well, John, they're just an outstanding basketball team that they've been building over there for a number of years, and basically this year has been their culmination year. They've got great guard play, and the three kids they play outside with the two Ross and the Ashman kid that handle the ball extremely well, shoot the ball extremely well, and are quite good defensively and run the floor well. I think that's one of the things that really hurts you when you play Archbold. Then they've got the two big kids inside. They're wide bodies and really go after it hard in Reimer and Broadbeck. So they're just a complete team, and then they get kids coming off the bench that's going to help them too.
Okay, so this sounds, at least from sizing up your assessment anyway, this is a team with no apparent weakness.
Well, really, we don't see any, and we haven't found any yet. And they're a type of team that, and we've played a few of them that have given us trouble this year, where they spread the floor out, and we really can't focus our defense on any one aspect of their game because they're so diversified.
Okay. What about the idea, though, that they're coming into this game certainly well-rested? It's been about 10 days since their last contest. You've had a couple of very tough matches in the meantime. Could it be well-rested, or could there be a little rust setting in maybe for these guys?
Well, John, the way I approach that, I'm not worried about that. You can talk about all that all you want, but basically what it's going to boil down to is who's going to get the job done tonight. Yeah, they could be rusty, or we could be nervous, or whatever. There's a lot. We could spend a lot of times talking about ifs, buts, and ands, but really it gets down to the nitty-gritty, who's going to play and who isn't.
Okay, so let's talk about getting the job done and some of the absolutes. What basically do you need to do to win tonight?
Well, I think basically what be solid, which we were against Liberty Center on both ends of the floor. But I think we're going to have to play even better than that, and I think we're capable of that. I think one big key, and I'm sure Archbold's aware of this, is how well Brian Gentry pushes the ball up and down the floor. In the two games before the Liberty game, he hadn't done that, and I think you could see in the Liberty game where he penetrated and either shot or penetrate and dish, we become a lot better team. And so I really think not that I'm putting the whole load on Brian Gentry's shoulders, because we've got a lot of kids who are going to have to contribute, but that's going to be a big key to us. I think the other key, and it was in the early game in December, is how well we take care of the ball. We turn it over 27 times, and once you turn it over against Archbold, they're probably the thing that impresses me most about them, the way they convert from defense to offense. And you turn it over, it's going to be 2 points at the other end right now. So, but I think our kids have matured and handled game situations a lot better than they did back then.
Okay, certainly, again, as teams evolve over the course of the year, that's one thing that tends to develop. What else do you see your guys doing better than they did back in December?
Well, I just think we play better together. We've been spending a lot of time looking at that tape, and really, at that time of the year, it wasn't bad, but you've got to get better as the season progresses. But our shot selection wasn't very good. Our offensive flow wasn't very good. Some of our defensive schemes weren't quite as meshed as well as it is now. And it's just it's a case of a team maturing as the season progresses, I think.
Okay, any comments you care to add, points we've missed?
Well, John, it's been a great year, and we sure want to continue, but we know we've got our work cut out for us. But on the other hand, the comforting thing is the type of kids we get.
Number 22, Zach Schroeder. Number 23, Aaron Kaufman. Number 24, Tad Eshelman. Number 42, Brad Meyer. Number 12, Rich Peters. The assistant coaches, first from Archbold, Mike Kennedy, Joe Frank, and Dave Walker. Assistant coaches for Fairview, Dan Lehman, Sean Pettit, and Jim Garris. Starting lineups in alternating fashion. For Archbold, number 31, the 5'10" senior, Ryan Eichelman. For Fairview, number 0, a 6'2" sophomore, Matt Lina. For the Blue Streaks, number 32, a 5'9" senior, Pete Roth. A 6'6" senior, number 10, Brad Vance. For Archbold, number 33, a 6' senior, Sean Roth. For Fairview, number 22, a 6'1" senior, Jason Klein. For Archbold, number 50, a 6'4" senior, Alex Reimer. For Fairview, number 25, a 6' senior, Brian Gentry. And for Archbold, number 51, a 6'3" senior, Kyle Rodbeck. For Fairview, number 35, a 5'10" senior, Andy Singer. Coaches, for Archbold, Mr. Jack Krause. For Fairview, Mr. Ralph Rupert. Tonight's officials.
Literally packed to the rafters. If you've never been inside the dog pound, if you get up in the upper reaches of the upper level bleachers on the opposite side of the gym from where we're sitting, you stand up, you're going to bump your head on some of those steel girders up there.
You are, and it's about 15 to 20 degrees warmer up there. Those poor folks are going to be in a sauna bath before this game's over.
I'll tell you, there's a lot of young kids that high up, but they don't seem to mind it that much.
They'll get over it.
Say, go on up, I'll stay down here where it's cool. Nothing else, at least it's not quite as humid in here tonight as it was Tuesday, and that may make a difference as far as the players' endurance is concerned.
I do see a couple people up there that we both know very well, Chris Engel and Marion Roncalotti. Marion may be 10 pounds lighter when he comes out of there.
We'll find out tomorrow. I guess we'll talk to him then. Meanwhile, we're ready to get this game underway. It will be Alex Reimer jumping center against Brad Vance. Sectional 3 title on the line, to be specific here, and a berth in next week's districts in Napoleon. The tip is controlled by Fairview. We're underway. This is Gentry passing off to Klein on the far side. Klein inside to Singer near the lane. Outside Vance for 3. Yes! Brad Vance hits the tray early, and Fairview draws first blood 3-0. Full court pressure applied as Sean Roth brings it up court for Keith Roth for Archbold. Over to Sean for 3, off the iron, no good. Rebound inside, Broadbeck, the putback, good for 2. So both teams making a statement early on. Fairview with the early lead, 3-2, as Brian Gentry works his way into the lane. Outside Andy Singer for 3. Nothing but net, baby. There it is. 2 shots, 2 trays. Apaches up by 4. Here now is Brian Ashelman for Archbold. Down low it goes to Broadbeck. He gets the bucket, and he's fouled by Vance.
Yeah, Brad Vance got the hit on that one. Actually, Matt Langham had a good position on him. Brad came over to help out.
That's the first foul of the game either way, so it will send Kyle Broadbeck to the line for Archbold for the 3-point play. Fairview's strategy may be a little obvious. Try to get a lead early and force Archbold to play catch-up. One thing we've noticed with the streaks is you cannot let yourself get too far behind them. Broadbeck makes on the three-point play attempt, and it's a 6-5 Fairview lead. Game not quite a minute old here at the Dog Pound. Gentry now for the Apaches, working his way toward the near side. Reverses his dribble, draws double coverage, finds Singer over on the far side to Klein, down low on the baseline to Langham. Back up top, Singer, three from the top of the key, off the front of the rim, no good. Rebound, Alex Reimer for the Streaks. Ahead quickly to Keith Roth, over to Sean Roth, near perimeter for three, no good. Gentry high for the rebound. The track meet goes the other direction now. Gentry drives the lane, lays it up, no good. Loose ball, and Singer has it on the scramble. Back behind him it goes now to Klein. Now to Langham on the near side. Matt Langham, long cross-court pass on the baseline. Jumper by Klein is good for two. Jason Klein with the deuce, 8-5 Fairview. Now Archbold quickly the other way. Keith Roth down low to Broadbeck, forces the shot, hits the side of the backboard. Sean Roth the rebound, back to Broadbeck, the fadeaway, in and out. Langham with the rebound. Langham gives off to Gentry, and he'll take a little more time bringing it up this time as it goes to Singer on the near side. Andy Singer drives the baseline, pulls up, draws defensive coverage, splits the seam, and finds Klein. Quick pass to the baseline. Gentry tries to scoop it up, no good. Archbold the other way. Sean Roth on the run with it. Roth over now to Ashelman. Outside now to Keith Roth. Keith in the paint, hook pass over to Sean Roth on the perimeter. He takes to the lane, forces the shot, and draws the foul.
Gentry on the move. I don't know if they'll call it on the shot or a common foul.
They do call it on Gentry, though, and they'll give him two shots.
Wow.
Fouled in the act of shooting. So, going to the line for Archbold will be Sean Roth to try to pull the Streaks back to within two.
That looked like that one was on the floor, not on the shot, but hey, they called it.
The call stands as Roth takes the first of two and hits it. 8-6 the score. Fairview with the lead. 5:45 to go in the first period. Second shot by Sean Roth off the back of the rim, no good. A scramble for the rebound, and Vance beats Broadbeck to the ball. Apaches with the ball and the lead by two. Here's Singer on the near side. Singer working the perimeter, passes between the circles to Klein. Klein tries to go inside now to Gentry, can't get the handle, but Langham comes up with it. Up top, Klein for three, no good, over the top of the backboard, and it goes to Archbold.
Well, looks like Fairview's going to live or die by that three early on here. They've put up a total of 7 shots, and 5 of those have been threes.
And it'll be Keith Roth to bring it up court now for the Blue Streaks, looking to tie it or go ahead. Inside it goes to Broadbeck. Spin move on Langham, and Langham commits the foul.
No, they're going to get Andy on the reach-in, I think, John.
Okay, we'll wait for the call here. It is going on Singer, you're right.
And he had the ball, I thought.
Okay, that's 3 team fouls now on Fairview. None as yet on Archbold as Jesse Renolette checks into the game now for the Apaches. That's the first foul on Singer, and Renolette will replace Langham. At the line will be Kyle Broadbeck for Archbold for 2 shots. 5:12 to go in the first. 8-6 Fairview. Shot by Broadbeck is no good. Score remains 8-6 at the Dog Pound. Broadbeck, a big 6-3. Second shot is good.
6'3" and a wide body.
You're right. 1 point difference now as Gentry works against the press, and a blocking foul against Archbold. I think Sean Roth, the guilty party here. Yes, it is. That is the first foul on the Blue Streaks. So obviously Roth's first foul as well. Gentry just got trapped in the corner and tried to dribble out of it. Renolette inbounds against the press to Gentry. Back it goes to Renolette. Renolette between the circles, still in the backcourt, looking for some help, and finds Vance across the timeline. Vance cross-court. Gentry thinks about 3, takes it to the paint, dumps it inside to Klein, who gets it off the glass.
Boy, when he drives, you better be alert. You're liable to eat the basketball.
Archbold the other way, trailing by 3. This is Keith Roth over to Sean Roth. He'll pop the 3. It hits bottom. Sean Roth ties it up at 10. We got 4:40 to go.
A pure shooter, that young man.
Gentry now over to Renolette, down low on the baseline. Klein for 2. Yes! Jason Klein is a streaky shooter, and boy, when he starts hitting, look out. Either that or give him the ball. Now Archbold, Sean Roth again, and he hits another three from the other
You
side.
talk about a streak shooter.
There's another
Sean
one.
Roth can light it up.
And the Blue Streaks have their first lead of the game, 13-12. 4:14 to go in the first. Singer on the far side now for Fairview. Takes the dribble between the circles, maintains it, now passes off to Renolette. Renolette will take it near the jump circle and hand off to Gentry. Gentry makes a quick move to the lane, stops, pops, and hits for two. Apache's back on top now, 14-13 on the deuce by Gentry, and Keith Roth brings it down court for Archbold. He'll pop a two and hit it.
How do you spell transition?
Oh boy, Archbold and Fairview as Singer takes it on the baseline, tries to lay it in and gets clobbered. You're right, Broadbeck. That'll be two team fouls on Archbold as Broadbeck gets his first, and Andy Singer will go to the line for two.
It takes a lot of guts to go in there where Andy Singer was with his height.
I don't think the word fear is in Andy Singer's vocabulary. Not in 2 years of watching him out here and on the football field. First shot by Singer is good. That ties it up again at 15. Go ahead, Jim.
He's the type kid that makes high school athletics fun.
Oh, isn't that the truth? Second one on the way. It's good. Apache's back on top, 16-15. We got 3:38 to go in the first. Keith Roth on the point for Archbold. Passes to Brian Ashelman on the near side. Up top, Broadbeck. Over on the other side now, Keith Roth. Keith Roth back to Sean Roth. Dribbles around Renolette. Penetrates the lane. Tries to dish off to Alex Reimer and can't get it to him.
That's the first turnover of this ball game.
Now Gentry for Fairview. Drives the lane. Pull up on the baseline. Good for two off the glass. Apache's back up by 3, 18-15. Keith Roth to Reimer, over to Ashelman, up top to Sean Roth.
Jump ball!
He gets tied up!
Jump ball!
He gets tied up by Gentry, and they're going to call a foul here on Gentry, and you're right, that... No, Jesse Renolette called for a foul away from the ball. I'll tell you, Ralph Rufer absolutely beside himself right now. Saying, where was the jump ball here? What were you guys watching?
What was that?
I got to agree with you here. I don't understand this call either.
The ball was a clear tie-up. The guy under the basket couldn't even see it and makes the call.
Okay, now Doug Krause is calling the referee over. I think he wants an explanation. And say what was going on, and of course the ball would have gone to Archbold on the possession, so he too wanted the tie-up. But anyway, Archbold will inbound. The foul goes against Renolette. That's 14 fouls on Fairview. As the pass goes inside, it's tipped, and Fairview has the tip. Zeb Schrader couldn't find the handle on it. Apaches with the lead and the ball. Here's Brad Vance driving to the lane, forcing the shot. It's good off the glass. Brad Vance hitting from somewhat outside. It's 20-15 Fairview. Outside, this is Brian Ashelman to the paint. Short jumper for two. In and out. Now they tie it up. Zeb Schrader and Brad Vance tie it up. It goes to Archbold. Now they call the jump ball. We've got 2:38 to go in what has been a wild and woolly first quarter here at the Dog Pound. Fairview leading Archbold 20-15. Long pass inbound. Sean Roth high to grab it. Roth to the top of the key. He'll pop a three. No good. In and out. Loose ball underneath. Tony Reimer up with it. It's popped out of his hands, and Brian Gentry has the loose ball. Gentry slows it down, and he crosses midcourt. Has it on the far sideline. Looking between the circles, finds Renolette. Renolette gets it knocked out of his hands. Over to Klein. Back to Renolette. Now Gentry taking it to the paint. Has it stripped from him by Sean Roth. One-on-one break. Roth. Renolette gets in his way, but Roth gets the layup.
Yeah, he was going to get two out of that either way.
And Jesse backed off and avoided the foul.
Smart.
20-17. Sometimes you just have to concede them as Vance pops for three. Yes! Brad Vance, I think that's his second tray of the night. 23-17, Archbold by 6, and the Fairview fans are on their feet. A lot of contact and no foul as Keith Roth forces the shot. Loose ball on the baseline. Tony Reimer has it. Knocked out of his hands. Saved by Vance on the baseline. Another Archbold turnover, and Gentry will walk it up the other way. Brian Gentry over to Jason Klein. Down low to Brad Vance. Vance drives the baseline. Pops from 10. It's no good. Loose ball. Keith Roth with it. Streaks the other way now. Ahead it goes to Ashelman. He dishes to Reimer, who lays it in.
Nice inside pass.
23-19. Fairview by 4. 1:14 to go in the first. And again, Gentry taking his time. Brings it across midcourt. Tries to pass it ahead to Vance. Getting in the way and intercepting is Zeb Schrader. Schrader to the hoop. Gentry takes the charge. No, they block it. A blocking foul is going to be called on Brian Gentry. Oh, boy. Gentry got in the way. The shot went anyway. So it'll be a three-point play here for Archbold. Jim, you're looking at me like something's on your mind, but you don't want to say it.
I don't want to say it, but I'm going to say it.
Just keep it clean. That's all I ask.
I'm going to say that there have been 2 calls so far that quite honestly are a joke. That's it. That
is 2 fouls on Brian Gentry. That's also 5 team fouls on Fairview. Zeb Schrader at the line. Try to pull the streaks back to within 1. He does as he converts on the three-point play. Archbold on a 5-0 run here as we're under a minute to go in the first period. 23-22 Fairview. Gentry passing to Renolette on the near side. Renolette to the baseline. Draws double coverage. Bounce pass back behind him now to Jason Klein. Klein looking for help. Takes it between the circles with a spin move, and he has it stripped away from him by Sean Roth. Roth in for the layup. It's good. Archbold back up by 1, 24-23, 34 seconds to go in the period. And once again, Gentry bringing it up slowly. Gentry pass on the near side to Vance. Brad Vance holds it high, now takes the dribble, spin move toward the lane, gets stopped there, pops over the defenders, it's short. Loose ball, Archbold out of there on the run in a hurry with it, and Gentry intercepts the pass. Nearly taken away from him by Zeb Schrader, and it'll stay with Fairview. I'll tell you, Schrader, as soon as he knocked it out, started pointing the other way, but the official didn't buy it that time.
Oh, it's almost a wonder he didn't get the call.
15 seconds to go. You can read what you want into that, folks. 24-23 Archbold. Fairview, though, with an opportunity here before the end of the period. Substitution now as Sean Roth comes out. Back into the game, Brian Ashelman, also Brad Meyer for Archbold. Gentry with 10 seconds to go just does cross the timeline. Looking low, 6, 5, pass to Singer, baseline, has it stripped, gets it back, puts the shot up, rejected, and a foul on Alex Reimer with 1.2 to go. A mismatch, Singer at 5'10 and Reimer at 6'4, and Singer just took it right at him. And Reimer paid for it.
Back off, he doesn't know how.
Rich Peters is going to check into the game now for Fairview as Brian Gentry gets a little bit longer breather between the periods. He needs it too.
Yeah, I'll tell you, he's been working hard.
Andy Singer has an opportunity here to give Fairview the lead if he hits both of these. First one up and good. That ties it at 24. And like we said, folks, this is just the first period. We've still got 3 quarters to go yet. Singer at the line for his second shot on the way. Good. And now we've got a whistle as Sean Roth checks back in. Who do you think is going to get the inbounds pass here? The chance to shoot.
Well,
he's clear back under the net, though. They're going to have to heave this thing.
Singer's playing defense on him.
Reimer hits the rafter. They're gonna do it again.
No, it'll be Defiance's.
Oh, that's right. Touch last by Archbold. Turnover. It hit the divider that comes down here in mid-court in this gym, which they have rolled up, and bounced right back and came out of bounds. So the Apaches get a break here as they'll inbound under their own basket, under the Archbold basket. And it'll be Singer to do the honors with 1.2 seconds to go. In it comes Klein, pops for 2. Good! Jason Klein hits the jumper at the buzzer. The score at the end of 1. Fairview 27 and Archbold 24. And you're listening to boys sectional basketball on C106.
Green Ice and Tilson Rice Funeral Home wishes the best of luck to the Fairview Apaches.
Winner of that game, the winner in the sectional down there at Elida. Both of those will also go to the Napoleon District next week. Meanwhile, we've got a wild one here at the Dog Pound Gym, and Fairview leading Archbold 27-24 after 1.
You talk about 2 teams shooting lights out. Archbold 9 of 16 from the floor. Fairview 10 of 16. 6 turnovers for Archbold, 3 for Fairview. 4 of 6 from the free throw line for Archbold, 4 of 4 for Fairview.
And the Apaches have it on the possession to start the second period with a 3-point lead, 27-24. And Andy Singer has it on the near side. Back between the circles, it goes to Jesse Renolette. Renolette over to Brian Gentry now on the far side of the perimeter. He directs traffic, passes it back to Singer. Singer takes it to the paint, dishes it down low to Klein. Klein back to Singer near the top of the key. Singer over to Vance. He'll pop for 3. No good off the back of the rim. Gets his own rebound. steps into the lane, looks for help, looking behind him now. He finds Renolette, and they'll set something else up. Renolette hands off to Gentry, and he'll direct traffic now. Gentry over to Singer on the far side. Singer between the circles, now to Klein. Klein down low on the baseline. Gentry stops, pops, no good, a little long. Rebound, Kyle Broadbeck for Archbold. Over to Brian Ashelman. Ashelman on the perimeter, gives it behind him to Broadbeck. Inside it goes off the hands of Alex Reimer, and out of bounds it goes to Fairview.
Can this game go on at this pace, John?
I don't know, but it's going to be fun if it does, I'll tell you. It has been already. All the makings of a classic thus far as Brian Gentry brings it up court. Fairview holding to a 3-point lead, 27-24. Andy Singer in the paint, dishes it off on the far side, and Brian Gentry hauls it in. Gentry on the perimeter, gives off to Renolette, over to Singer. He thinks about three. Looking to pass, lobs it down low. Vance underneath, has it stripped, and he's fouled.
And I think they're going to get Keith Roth.
You're right. I was trying to see whose number it was, and you're right. It is on Keith Roth.
Team foul number 4, first on him.
Roth simply tried to grab it away from Vance and hacked his arm pretty good. Vance would have had an easy layup otherwise. And
they're calling that a shooting foul?
I believe so. Well, to be honest, it looked like Grant's feet was off the floor at the time. He was going up to make the layup, and that's when he got hacked. So they did rule him in the act of shooting. The Archbold fan's not happy, but he makes the first of 2.
Well, I would say that's 1 for Fairview, 2 for Archbold at this point.
Second one by Vance is good. And it's a 5-point Apache lead, 29-24, with 6:38 to go in the second period. Keith Roth now for the Blue Streaks. On the far perimeter, gives off to Sean Roth. He'll pop an NBA 3 and hit it.
Big time. That young man is a shooter.
And he's hit a bunch of trays already tonight.
That's 3 of them.
That pulls the Blue Streaks back to within 2, 29-27. Some light pressure applied now, but Brian Gentry will walk it across the timeline. And Fairview obviously trying to slow this game down. Archbold wanting to speed it up. Jason Klein drives the lane, pops for 2, and hits it from 5 feet out. 31-27 Fairview. Sean Roth now with it back to Keith Roth. Takes it to the lane, outside to Sean once again. Back it goes, Ashelman for 3. Off the back of the rim, no good. Brad Vance high for the rebound. He outlets to Gentry. Brian Gentry brings it across midcourt on the far side. Gives it behind him now to Jason Klein. Klein guarded tightly by Ashelman. Looking to take it out of there. He passes to Renolette. Jesse Renolette now near the jump circle. Takes it to the near side. Hands off there to Gentry. Gentry down to the baseline. Stops. Passes it up top to Renolette. Renolette back to Gentry in the corner. Drives around his defender. Pops for 2. It's off the rim. No good. Archbold with the rebound. Reimer ahead to Keith Roth. Roth to the baseline. He pops for 2 and cans it.
Man, oh man.
Keith Roth brings the Blue Streaks back to within 2, 31-29 Fairview. Here's Gentry now ahead to Singer. Andy Singer working the perimeter. Looks inside, now looks left and finds Renolette. Renolette tries to drive, tries to pass along the baseline to Vance. It's tipped by Archbold out of bounds. It'll stay with Fairview.
Well, Fairview right now trying to force the issue a little bit. A couple bad passes. This one they luckily have gotten back, but could have been out of bounds the other way.
5:01 to go in the half as Fairview inbounds leading by 2. Gentry to Renolette between the circles over on the near side. Klein down to the lane. Vance turnaround jumper, no good off the right of the rim. And Sean Roth has the rebound for Archbold, and he burns it up down court. Now he pops for 3 and hits another one. Sean Roth deadly from the outside. Archbold with a 1-point lead, 32-31.
Right now, Sean Roth doing all the scoring for this Archbold ball club.
And the Archbold crowd on their feet making a lot of noise here as Jesse Renolette drives and is fouled as he goes for the shot.
And that may go on Reimer.
We'll wait for the call here. Didn't get a good look at the number, but he usually plays the low position. No, Broadbeck.
Broadbeck gets his second.
And Zeb Schrader checks back in for the Blue Streaks. That evens the team fouls up at 5 apiece as Broadbeck takes a seat. And also we're going to see Matt Langham back into the game now for Fairview. And he will replace, let's see, Andy Singer. And who gets a big hand from this crowd of Apache fans here, and a well-deserved one, too.
And I'll join them. I just enjoy watching a young man play basketball.
Jesse Renolette will get 2 shots for the Apaches with 4:27 to go in the half. Archbold up 32-31. Renolette at the line taking his time. Shot on the way. It's good, and we're tied at 32.
The way this game's going, you may say that more and more tonight. We're tied, that is.
I expect to. Now Renolette's second shot is on the way, and that's no good. Vance with the rebound, though. The putback a little strong, and Sean Roth has the rebound. Roth across the timeline, pulls up on the perimeter, bumps Gentry, passes to Keith Roth for three. No good, off the back of the rim, over the back of the backboard, and Archbold turns it over. 32-32, 4:15 to go in the half. Fairview and Archbold in the Division III sectional final at Defiance. Hook pass from Gentry ahead to Langham. Down low it goes to Klein underneath. Vance all alone lays it in.
How to beat a press. Three passes.
Apaches with the lead once again, 34-32, as Brian Ashelman has it between the circles for the Blue Streaks. Pass on the right side, Keith Roth, pull-up jumper for two off the back of the rim. Loose ball, and Langham ends up with it for Fairview. Gives off to Gentry across the timeline. Brian Gentry fakes one way, dribbles the other way, loses the ball, and Sean Roth has it. He'll go in uncontested and lay it in.
Is he fast?
Oh, boy. I'd like to see that boy in the track team.
Well, on the dribble, he beat everybody down the floor.
So we're tied once again at 34 with 3:27 to go. Fairview with the ball. Langham has it. Over to Vance between the circles. Vance on the near side to Renolette. Jesse Renolette on the perimeter. Looking for some help. Goes behind him to Jason Klein. Klein looking to direct traffic. Passes off to Gentry. Gentry over to Renolette now as they work the perimeter. Klein inside to Langham. Turns around, has it stripped. Loose ball, there's scramble. Archbold, a foul on Fairview, I think on Gentry. We'll wait for the call here. No, Matt Langham for a push.
That would have been 3 on Gentry.
You're right.
But that's also a turnover. That's 5 for Fairview, 7 in the game for Archbold.
That's 16 fouls now on the Apaches, as well as Langham gets hit with his first violation. Fairview dropping back in the half-court defense as Archbold inbounds. Zeb Schrader to Brian Ashelman. And Ashelman will bring it up court. Ashelman pass on the near side, Sean Roth. Sean Roth taking it to the paint, no work in the perimeter. Stops near the top of the key, pops for two and hits it.
John, he's got a ton of points.
And that puts the Blue Streaks back up by 2, 36-34. Langham now for Fairview, holds it high, feeds on the baseline to Klein. Jason Klein looking for help, gets it to Matt Langham. Langham on the perimeter, gives off now to Renolette. Renolette near the jump circle, looking for some help. Can't quite get it to Gentry, goes inside instead to Vance. He goes to the baseline, pops the short jumper and hits it off the glass. We're tied again at 36. Now Keith Roth for Archbold, drives the lane, throws up the prayer, it's not answered. And Matt Langham covers the rebound, then loses it on the pass. Keith Roth saves on the baseline. Ashelman for two off the glass, no good. Sean Roth gets it, pops for two, it's no good. Another loose ball, a scramble on the floor. Keith Roth slid with the ball and got away with it. Now the Blue Streaks retain possession. Sean Roth to the paint, drives, stops, fouled by Klein from behind. Oh boy. For Jason Klein, that's the personal foul. That's 17 fouls now. Klein's first, 17 fouls though on Fairview, so that puts Archbold in the bonus with 1:54 to go in the half. At the line is Sean Roth for the Blue Streaks. First shot up and no good off the back of the rim.
He was too close.
You're right. You gotta step back. Gotta take about 3 steps back from there and then try it. Except then you're out of the arc. Second one up, and that's also no good. And Matt Langham has the rebound for Fairview. Apaches the other way now, tied at 36, 1:47 to go in the half. Brian Gentry over now to Jason Klein. Klein has it stripped, and they're called a foul here on Brian Ashelman of the Blue Streaks.
And that should be number 6 for the team.
That is. So Fairview went away from the bonus now. As Brian Ashelman again called for the foul. That's his first. 1:42 to go. Klein inbounds to Renolette. Renolette over on the far sideline. Working the dribble, going back and forth with it. Passes to Vance. He'll pop the three. In and out. Rebound Sean Roth for Archbold. Roth across or down court, holds it on the perimeter. Goes back behind him to Keith Roth now. 1:24 to go. Score tied at 36. Keith Roth between the circles. Looking to pass and does now to Zeb Schrader. Schrader on the perimeter, takes it to the paint, forces the off-balance shot, no good. Renolette there for the rebound. 1:08 to go. Fairview now the other way. Game still tied at 36. Brian Gentry now between the circles. Backs off a little bit. Looking to pass and finds Langham on the far sideline. Langham inside, it goes to Vance. Vance just outside the lane to Langham for 3. No good. Rebound, Sean Roth. And we got 48 seconds to go now. Sean Roth accelerates, drives the lane. Vance gets in the way, pops the ball loose, but somehow Roth is able to save it. Now Roth for 3. No good off the iron. Loose ball out of bounds. A foul here will go against Fairview. Brian Gentry will be called for his 3rd foul. Oh boy. Richie Peters will check into the game replacing Gentry with 36.4 to go, but Brian Gentry will need to be extremely careful the rest of the way.
Well, he went over the back, and no doubt about it.
Score remains tied at 36 as Kyle Broadbeck comes back into the game for Archbold. Also Tony Reimer back in. So Doug Krause going with his big rebounders down low. At the line will be Zeb Schrader for Archbold. He'll shoot the 1-and-1, and the front end goes. That breaks the tie and gives the Blue Streaks a 1-point lead, 37-36. Schrader at the line once again. Second one on the way, and that one is no good. Rebound, Langham. Langham over now to Clyde, gives off to Peters. 30 seconds to go in the half. Peters across midcourt, over to Klein. Jason Klein gets trapped on the sideline and calls timeout. With 23.3 seconds to go, a wise move there by Jason Klein, and we'll take a break as well. You're listening to boys sectional basketball on Z106.
If you're
Very much, and here at the Dog Pound, we have 23.3 seconds on the clock for the first half. Archbold leading by 1 over Fairview, 37-36.
And this has been a track meet. What a ball game. Everything it was supposed to be, it is.
Okay, we're ready to go now as Fairview will inbound after that timeout. Chesley Renolette to do the honors. And we're ready to go here now. Renolette gives it inside to Klein. Klein looking for some help now as Ashelman sticks to him like glue. He gives off to Renolette. Renolette near the jump circle. Backs away from the timeline. Still working the near side. 12 seconds. Back it goes to Vance. Brad Vance between the circles. 8 seconds trying to work his way in. Goes outside. Peters for 3. It's blocked by Keith Roth. Out of bounds to Fairview with 3.8 to go.
Well, I don't think that was the choice of Coach Rupert for Richie Peters to take it, but everybody else got covered. He did what he had to do.
And it'll be Renolette to inbound. He gets it into Vance. Turnaround jumper off the glass, no good. Rebound, Tony Reimer. Outlets to Sean Roth, and he holds it as the buzzer sounds. We have reached the halfway point of this boys sectional final in Division III at the Dog Pound. And as Jim said, as great as advertised so far. Score at the half, Archbold 37 and Fairview 36. You're listening to boys sectional basketball on Z106.
The scoreboard is almost dead even. On the scorebook, it's almost dead even as well. 7 turnovers for Archbold in this ball game. They're shooting 14 of 29 from the floor for 48%, 5 of 9 from the free throw line for 55%. On the other side of the coin, you've got Fairview with 6 turnovers. They're shooting 46% from the floor, 13 of 28, but they're 87% from the line, hitting 7 of 8. If we look at individual scoring, well, take Sean Roth out, and it's a blowout for Fairview. I've got Sean Roth unofficially with 24 points in that first half.
Oh, boy.
Unbelievable. 4 threes, 5 deuces, and a pair of free throws. So if there's anything suspect about that young man shooting, he's only 2 of 5 from the free throw line, folks. So that's about the best I can tell you there. But also chipping in with some points, Kyle Broadback's got a total of 6, Keith Roth with 4, and Zeb Schroeder with 1. So that's your 37 for Archbold. Let's take a look at Fairview. A little more balanced scoring there as Brad Vance has got 14 points. Jason Klein has 10 as he's hit 5 deuces. Brian Gentry caught fire late in that first period. period and picked up 4 points, 7 points for Andy Singer, 3 and 4 free throws, and we've got 1 out of Jesse Renolette, so 5 people scoring on both teams, but the preponderance of the scoring being done right now by Sean Roth, and quite honestly, I don't know what you have to do to stop him. He wasn't wide open for those shots. He had a hand in his face. Everything was going helter-skelter out there, and he just manages to get the thing to drop. And here comes a young man from Fairview.
Thank you. We need those.
Hey, very good.
Hey, bring us a little liquid refreshment here, and we'll try our best not to spill it.
Oh, I'll tell you, it's really neat. He asked me earlier if he could bring this in, and I said, I don't think they'll stop you, so here he is, and we'll take it. Thank you very much.
While we're at it, too, a tip of the cap here to Defiance High School Principal Kerry Freisinger, who's the tournament manager, athletic director John Garris, and all the fine people here at DHS. They have just really gone out of their way, and they have staged one heck of a tournament this year.
Well, they've had one whale of a tournament to stage. First of all, when you get a cast of players like they've got, it just raises everybody's level, and certainly they have done a good job. I can't remember in recent years a tournament so well attended and handled so neatly by the individuals involved. It's really a nice job.
Okay, we'll have more on our halftime show in just a moment, so stay with us. You're listening to Boys Sectional Basketball on Z106. Mark, thanks a lot. Jim, I shouldn't really say whoever wins this game goes to the districts. Whoever survives this game goes to the districts.
I think survival is the correct word. This has been a fast-paced, I'll tell you, you're going to earn it if you're going to win it tonight.
They're rocking and rolling at the dog pound, and we're underway in the second half. Archbold has it with the ball and the lead to get it going here. As Sean Roth lobs it down low, this is Alex Reimer going for the layup, and it's good for him. Archbold strikes first in the half. They lead at 39-36 as they apply full court pressure, and the pass from Brian Gentry, tipped by Archbold, bounces on the table here right in front of Jim and almost knocks our sign off.
I thought I was going to get in this game yet, John.
You came close to see if your hands are as good as they were in your Edgerton days.
They weren't very good then.
Fairview inbounds, looking to close the gap as Brad Vance drives, and an offensive foul on Brad Vance as Alex Reimer took the charge, or at least that's what the perception would be. And again, the Fairview fans rather upset and perhaps with some justification. So it's a turnover and the first team foul. Second foul on Vance. Archbold takes it the other way, leading by 3, 39-36. Sean Roth drives, pulls back, pops the 2, and hits it. Boy, they're going to have to find a way to shut him down, Jim.
I think short of doing bodily harm, I don't think there is a stop.
Gentry underneath Klein. He's all alone and lays it in. That pulls the Apaches back to within 3, 41-38. Sean Roth with the ball once again. Gentry on him defensively. Keep in mind, Brian Gentry playing with 3 fouls, and perhaps Roth getting away with an offensive foul, but he traveled with it underneath.
Shut up. Turnover.
Yeah, that is a turnover. And it'll be Fairview looking to close a 3-point gap with 6:58 to go in the third period. Gentry will bring it up court, drawing double coverage, and he feeds off to Vance. Vance across the timeline, dribbles it off his foot, out of bounds it goes.
Well, centers don't usually drive well, and that was one of the cases. Got it right down on his toe.
I'm guessing a little Archbold strategy here with a double team on Gentry is to try to get that 4th foul on him quickly if possible. They are really putting the heat on him.
Well, it's for sure Sean Roth won't get any more.
Roth inside the perimeter, back up top it goes to Keith Roth. He works it toward the far side, now tries to dump it down low, and they're going to call the foul on Gentry for a bump from behind on Kyle Broadback. Ralph Rufer, you're hearing him a little bit right now, is just, well, it's hard to describe, but to say that he's upset is to put it very mildly as Brian Gentry gets hit with his 4th foul.
Well, you can't blame the coach on that one.
No. Sean Roth underneath it goes, intended for Alex Reimer. It's loose, and Gentry's out of there with it. Brian Gentry down the far sideline. Tries to drive, puts it up, it spins around in and out. Singer in the land of the Giants, the putback is good. The Apaches close to within 1, 41-40. Into the paint goes Archbold. Ashelman over to Roth for 3, no good. Rebound underneath. This is Vance. Outlet to Klein over to Gentry. And Keith Roth is sticking to him like glue. Gentry ahead to Renolette. Renolette in the forecourt, takes it between the circles. Bounce pass back toward the near side. This is Vance. Brad Vance into the lane. Drives, forces the shot, no good. Loose ball on the floor. There's a scramble, and Archbold out there with it. Roth ahead to Broadbeck. He lays it in. 43-40, Blue Streaks. 5:38 to go in the third.
Take him, Andy.
Full court pressure applied, and Singer just blows right by Broadbeck. Drives the lane, lays it up and in. Andy Singer, coast to coast. And again, it's a 1-point difference. Keith Roth now for Archbold on the baseline. Fadeaway jumper, spins around and drops. That had to make at least 2 revolutions around the inside of the hoop before it fell. 45-42 Archbold. Singer inside Vance, a bump, a foul as Vance's shot won't go. This will go here, I think, on Alex Reimer. We'll wait for the call. No, excuse me, number 31, Brian Ashelman. That'll be 2 on Ashelman, first team foul.
What?
Now let's.
It's not a shooting
they're
foul.
calling a common foul, and Vincent's right there at the line.
I don't believe it.
Those boos you hear from the Fairview fans, and again with some justification. Singer tries to inbound, gets it to Renolette against very tight pressure by the Archbold defense. Renolette drives, shot up, no good. Gets his own rebound, the putback. It's good, and he's fouled. A 3-point play coming up for Jesse Renolette, and a chance to tie the game. The foul here will go against Brian Ashelman of Archbold. That's 3 on Ashelman. That evens the team fouls at 2 apiece. Well, the Apaches finally get a break, let's be honest. 5:02 to go in the third. Archbold 45, Fairview 44, and a substitution now. Zeb Schrader back into the game for the Blue Streaks, and coming out is Brian Ashelman. At the line, Jesse Renolette for the Apaches for the 3-point play and a chance to tie this game. Renolette at the line, his shot's up, and it is no good off the front of the rim. A scramble, loose ball, Renolette has it. The putback, no good. Another scramble for the loose ball, and Sean Roth out of there with it for Archbold. And Roth has his pocket picked by Vance, but he can't find the handle. Broadbeck goes for the loose ball, and he's fouled by Jason Klein.
Or is it Brad Vance?
It's Klein.
It is.
And that will be 2 fouls on Klein, the 3rd team foul on Fairview. 4:50 to go in the third. Archbold up 45-44.
Unbelievable ball game.
Oh, you're right about that. Common foul, so Keith Roth will inbound for the Blue Streaks once they get the floor cleaned up, and they do. Roth holds it high. High lob into the backcourt. This is Sean Roth into the perimeter, short of the lane. Shot is good off the glass. Archbold moves their lead back up to 3, 47-44. Gentry in traffic now for Fairview.
Well, they don't call the reach in on Roth at all.
No, they don't. And there's been a lot of those as Jason Klein takes it to the hoop. Tries to feed it to Gentry. The ball knocked loose, and Archbold the other way with it. Keith Roth now into the paint. Gives off to, can't get it to Schrader. It's off his foot, and they turn it over. Singer, one-on-one, to the glass, off, no good. Sean Roth high for the rebound. Archbold by 3, looking to add to that margin as Keith Roth has it on the perimeter. Roth takes it between the circles. Working it very slowly now. Singer picks it up defensively. Pops along 2 and hits it. Keith Roth puts the Blue Streaks up by 5, 49-44. We got 3:56 to go in the third. Gentry in traffic. The ball kicked by Keith Roth out of bounds.
It's that way. The official says, I didn't see it. He's standing right here looking at it.
What? So, how can you not see it?
Well, he's missed a couple other things, so we'll let him go at that.
A couple? Okay, Gentry ahead to Klein. He finds the handle, has it knocked loose. There's a scramble on the floor. Renolette out of there with it. Over to Gentry. Gentry drives, dishes to Vance underneath. He's fouled as he goes for the shot. Keith Roth, I believe, the guilty party. No, excuse me, it'll be Zeb Schrader.
Yeah, Zeb picks that one up.
That evens the team fouls up at 3 apiece, and it'll send Brad Vance to the line for 2 shots. Fairview trailing by 5, 49-44. .341 to go in the third period. First shot by Vance is, it hung there a long time, but it's good. Oh, man.
Were you in drama in school, John? You do a great job at that.
Sometimes it just comes naturally. Second one on the way. That's a swish. He still my beating heart. Fairview trailing by 3. 49-46, Archbold with the lead in the ball as Keith Roth gets it to the top of the key. Backs off on the perimeter, now goes cross court to Sean Roth with Gentry on him. Sean in the paint tries to dump it down low to Tony Reimer off somebody's foot, out of bounds to Fairview. So the Apaches with a chance to close the three-point gap with 3:26 to go. Archbold up 49-46. Gentry on the point. Takes it across the timeline.
Pushing on him.
Brian Gentry has it knocked loose as he crosses the three-point arc, and Zeb Schrader has it for Archbold. Over now to Keith Roth. Roth in the paint. Tries to dump it down low, passes it right to Brian Gentry. Fairview the other way now. Gentry almost has his pocket picked. A little too strong on the layup, however, as Sean Roth hits the floor, and it goes out of bounds. The call goes to Fairview.
I'll tell you, fans put a body block on him, and the official watched it happen, didn't call a thing.
Well, now it's the Blue Streaks fans' turns to be upset.
Make-up time.
You're right. That's exactly what that is.
If I was Archbold, I'd be very upset.
Doug Krause holding his tongue right now as Renolette tries to drive in. A jump ball as Renolette went for the shot. On the possession, it stays with Fairview.
Well, it's amazing they can see a jump ball from there.
Okay. I think he was behind the play, actually. Fairview inbounds. Renolette pops for 2. Short. Loose ball. A scramble. Vance. The putback is good for 2. That ball popped out of the crowd right back to him. Archbold with a 1-point lead. Here's Sean Roth on the near perimeter. Roth takes it to the paint. Back it goes to Keith Roth. Keith near the top of the key. Takes it toward the near side of the lane. Now backs off. Passes to Sean Roth across the lane. Sean over now to Keith. 2:24 to go. 49-48 Archbold. Between the circles, Keith Roth on the near side to Zeb Schrader. Schrader up top now to Tony Reimer. Reimer gives off now to Keith Roth once again. Roth dumps it down low, driving in for this short layup, Alex Reimer. And Archbold's lead back up to 3, 51-48. Gentry across the timeline for Fairview. Pass on the near side. Jason Klein is fouled by Zeb Schrader on the reach-in.
Well, Schrader's been reaching in all evening. He really looked disgusted. He got called for one.
And Matt Langham back into the game for Fairview. Also, Kyle Broadbeck back into the game for Archbold. Andy Singer comes out for the Apaches. And coming out for the Blue Streaks is Tony Reimer. 2 minutes exactly on the clock in the third period. Archbold 51, Fairview 48. Gentry pops for 2, no good.
Oh, man.
Rebound, Zeb Schrader for Archbold, ahead to Keith Roth. Roth takes it in the lane, has his pocket picked by Klein. Out of bounds it goes, touched last by Klein. It'll stay with Archbold. Woo!
Close.
That's one of those that could have gone either way. And so the team that had possession retains it. We've got 1:49 to go in the third period. Long inbounds pass into the backcourt to Keith Roth for Archbold, leading by 3. Roth inside the arc. Up top it goes to Sean Roth. 3 on the way. Good! That's a 6-point Blue Streak lead, and believe it or not, that's their biggest lead of the night. Now a steal by Sean Roth, but he stepped on the sideline and turned it back over.
This Sean Roth is so quick. He'll lull you to sleep and then just pop you.
Fairview up 54-48, and back into the game now. Tony Reimer for Archbold. Coming out is Alex Reimer.
Turn that around, John. Archbold up.
Or Archbold, pardon me, yeah. 54-48. Again, that's their biggest lead of the game. 1:34 to go in the third. Inbounds, it comes to Gentry between the circles. Gentry looking toward the near side, passes toward the corner to Renolette. Renolette takes it toward the lane, outside Gentry. He drives, tries to dump it down low to Vance. The ball knocked around, and Schrader has it for Archbold. Blue Streaks the other way now, leading by 6 and looking to add to that margin. Between the circles, Keith Roth takes it around the near side of the arc, down to the baseline. Back behind him to Broadbeck, over now to Sean Roth. Sean Roth out into the corner, and Zeb Schrader turns it over, stepped on the sideline.
Yep, he stepped on it. That's turnover number 6. That's 6 apiece going into here.
1:03 to go in the period. Fairview trailing by 6 and looking to close the gap before the break between periods. And And Gentry will bring it up slowly as we're now under a minute to go in the period. 54-48 Archbold. Gentry on the far side looking at double coverage. Finds Vance. Vance down low. Langham drives the baseline. Pops the short jumper. No good. Rebound, Tony Reimer. Behind him to Keith Roth. Quickly ahead to Zeb Schrader. Schrader to the lane. Back up top now to Keith Roth. 36 seconds to go in the period. Roth over to Schrader. Schrader on the dribble. Gives up top to Reimer. To Roth. Inside it goes Broadbeck. Short jumper blocked by Vance. And Vance has the loose ball. 21 seconds to go. Fairview trailing by 6 and looking like the play for one shot. Pass on the near side to Vance, 13 seconds. Vance stops, pops on the baseline, hits for 2. Under 10 seconds to go now. Archbold with a 4-point lead. Keith Roth quickly the other way. Takes it to the far corner, backs away. Shot with less than a second to go. Schrader can't hit it. Score at the end of 3. Archbold 54, Fairview 50. You're listening to Boys Sectional Basketball on C106.
Why buy vitamins at a store that sells a little bit of everything?
Got 8 minutes remaining in regulation. 54-50.
Unbelievable. This has been a game of spurts. Right now, both teams shooting extremely well. Both Archbold just a hair over 50% for the game, and Fairview just a hair under 50. The difference here is the shooting of Sean Roth. I had him 31 in the first half. He's already picked up 7 more, or 24 in the first half. He's picked up 7 more for 31 points.
Jeez, we still got a period to go, too.
I know.
Oh, boy. And, of course, Brian Gentry with 4 fouls. Again, has to be very, very careful. He stayed in there even after getting the 4th called.
Well, you got to go with him. There's no tomorrow, so
right.
You play it out.
Inbounds or in the lane, it goes to Broadbeck outside Sean Roth for 2, and he can't miss tonight. 2 more for Roth, 56-50. Gentry the other way now for the Apaches on the perimeter, trailing by 6. Gentry on the near side, passes down low, intended for Langham, and Broadbeck there to intercept it. Apaches back in a hurry on defense. This is Brian Ashelman back between the circles now to Keith Roth for Archbold. Roth up top to Ashelman. Inside Reimer. Back now to Ashelman over to Sean Roth. He takes it to the paint, draws coverage. Outside Ashelman for 3. No good. Loose ball, a scramble. Keith Roth has it for the Blue Streaks. Roth up top. Sean Roth for 3. He missed one. I don't believe it. Broadbeck short. Put back good for 2. And Ralph Rufer decides they've got to stop the bleeding right now as Fairview calls timeout with 6:58 to go. And the score, Archbold 58, Fairview 50. This is Boys Sectional Basketball on C106.
Jim Schmidt
Here at the dog pound with 6:58 to go in regulation. Archbold leading by 8, 58-50.
Well, this is the team, John, that we saw play at Tenora, that let Tenora play around for, about a quarter and a half. Then all of a sudden, boom, 8, 10, 12, 14, the lead just kept building. They can do it to you. They are so explosive at all levels. But right now tonight is Sean Roth doing all the damage.
And Fairview looking to close the gap here. There's still plenty of time as Jason Klein pops a 3. No! In and out! But he gets his own rebound back and off the hands of Brad Vance and out of bounds. Boy, talk about tough luck. That ball was about 3/4 of the way past the iron and spun back out.
That was a big one if they could get it to fall. Right now it's 4-zip in this period.
The spark plug, Andy Singer, up off the bench, and he'll be in shortly for Fairview. As Archbold looking to add to its 8-point lead. Sean Roth along 2. It's good. For the first time tonight, the lead is double digits, and it belongs to Archbold, 60-50, 6:25 to go. Brian Gentry now takes it to the corner and drives the baseline for Fairview, and they'll call a block here on Archbold.
That'll go against Keith Roth.
That'll be 5 team fouls on Archbold. Second foul on Roth as Singer comes back in, replacing Jason Klein. Jesse Renolette, a long inbounds pass for Fairview, trailing by 10. Gentry has it on the near side to Singer. Singer up top, it goes to Langham. Quick pass down low, Renolette in traffic, forces the shot, it's good, and he's fouled. Jesse Renolette gets it to go, and the call here will go against Sean Roth.
His second.
Team foul number 6, so Fairview 1 away from the bonus. The Apaches, by the way, have committed only 3 fouls thus far as a team in this half.
Now that can come back to haunt you if you need to foul to get the ball back late in the contest, but right now they're in the driver's seat with free throws.
Renolette with 1 and 1, or rather 3-point play, I'm sorry, and he made that one. And that cuts the Archbold lead to 7, 60-53 with 6:04 to go. Alex Reimer gives off to Sean Roth. Roth underneath, the feed goes to Reimer, and he gets 2 off the glass. A 9-point blue streak lead with 5:50 to go. Gentry for Fairview gives off to Singer on the far side. Andy to the baseline, hands off to Renolette. Renolette behind him now to Vance. Vance gives off to Gentry on the move to the lane. Gentry fakes one way, fakes the other way, passes to Langham. Langham gives off to Vance, and Fairview just not getting any penetration as Singer couldn't quite catch up with Vance's pass underneath, and the Apaches turn it over.
Well, Andy was set, and Brad thought he was going to move to the hoop. He didn't.
So Archbold, leading by 9, has the ball back. This is Keith Roth. Over to Kyle Broadbeck, back to Roth. He drives, dishes it up and in. And the Blue Streaks pulling away here, 64-53 with 5:14 to go. Brian Gentry for Fairview, spin move in the lane, shot up, no good off the back of the rim. Rebound, Alex Reimer for Archbold. Ahead to Ashelman, down low, Broadbeck fouled before the shot.
He's going to call it no shot.
Vance hit him before he had a chance to take the shot. So the foul goes against Vance, and it'll be a common foul here. That's 3 on Brad Vance.
Well, that saved 2 points automatically. That was smart on Brad Vance's part.
And Keith Roth will inbound for the Blue Streaks, who lead at 64-53. Roth, a high lob to Sean Roth between the circles. Singer on him defensively, and I mean on him. Over to Ashelman. Ashelman, under 5 minutes to go now. Back it goes to Sean Roth near the jump circle. Roth on the near side, Ashelman now. Ashelman between the circles to Alex Reimer. Over now to Keith Roth. Back to Sean Roth. 3 on the way. Good! 67-53. Archbold has built up a 14-point lead with 4:38 to go. Fairview takes another timeout. We'll do the same. You're listening to boys sectional basketball on C106.
Archbold Container Corporation.
The Archbold Blue Streaks showing us why they're number 1 in the state. As this game, which was close for the first 3 quarters, all of a sudden there's a 14-point gap here, Jim, with 4:38 to go.
Well, what's happened is Jesse Renolette's got 3 points, while on the other coin, Broadback's picked up a couple, Alex Reimer picked up a couple, and of course, Sean Roth picked up a few, 7, and Keith Roth picked up 2. That's the problem right now. Fairview's turned the ball over 3 times down the floor.
That's 38 points now for Roth. So
yep.
what a night he's having.
He's having a biggie.
No doubt about that, as Fairview is going to try to close things up and do so quickly here. Matt Langham on the other side, passes to Renolette between the circles on the near side to Gentry. Down low, Vance on the baseline. Shot in traffic is short. Renolette has the rebound stripped from him, and then Broadbeck and Vance tie it up. It'll stay with Fairview on the possession.
Vance had his arms so wrapped up that it was...
You're not taking this from me.
Oh, boy.
4:21 to go. Singer will inbound for Fairview, and it does come inbounds to Renolette. Renolette baseline, blocked from behind. They'll call the foul on Sean Roth over the back. No, excuse me, Alex Reimer, I stand corrected, is called for the foul for Archbold. It'll be his second. More importantly, though, team foul number 7 on the Blue Streaks. So that puts Fairview in the bonus with 4:17 to go, and Jesse Renolette goes to the line for the Apaches to shoot 2. First one is good.
That's 7 points for Jesse. He's got all 4 here for the Apaches in the 4th period.
Second one on the way. It's good. 67-55. Archbold by 12. 4:15 to go. As Keith Roth brings it up slowly for the Blue Streaks, now picks it up as he crosses the timeline. Feeds Brian Ashelman on the far side. Up top to Broadbeck over on the other side. Now Keith Roth. Pass underneath. Tip to Reimer. Reimer touched it last. Couldn't get the handle. And out of bounds it goes to Fairview.
Oh, a big help there. Fairview with an opportunity to get this thing back down to where it might be manageable.
Renolette to Gentry. Gentry across the timeline to Langham on the far side. Langham looking for some help. Feeds it inside. Renolette in the paint. Short jumper in and out. Rebound. Vance the putback. No good, but he's fouled. It'll be 2 shots here for Brad Vance as the foul goes against Alex Reimer of Archbold.
That'll be his third.
Team foul number 8. Brad Vance here with an opportunity to bring the Apaches back to within 10 with 3:53 to go in regulation. First one on the way, it's good.
Brian Gentry has played with 4 fouls since about the 2-minute mark, or about 2 minutes gone by in that third period.
And Archbold this time takes the timeout with 3:53 to go. Blue Streak 67, Apaches 56. You're listening to boys sectional basketball on Z106.
At the end of the third, Coldwater 48, Wayne Trace 39. In Division 4, Bryan, Edgerton 26, North Central 27. In Division 4 at Wasion, Holgate 33, Fayette 32. Into the third. Now back out to John and Jim.
Okay, Mark, thanks a lot. We got 3:53 to go. Fairview trailing Archbold 67-56 as Brad Vance prepares for his second free throw, and Jason Klein, perhaps the best three-point shooter on this Apache squad, into the game now for Ralph Rufer's troops. Vance at the line. It's on the way. It's good. 67-57. Archbold by 10 with 3:50 to go. Here's Brian Ashelman for the Blue Streaks, and he's fouled immediately by Jason Klein. Non-shooting foul. That's only the 5th team foul as Brian Gentry out of the game for the moment here, getting a break. They'll try to save him for down the stretch.
That's 3 on Klein.
Inbounds it comes. This is Keith Roth with it now for Archbold. It gives off now to Brian Ashelman, and Gentry with yet another foul very quickly, and that's now 6 on Fairview. And what, 4 on Klein, is it?
Yes. But what Coach Ruper's doing is getting to that 7th foul now.
And keeping Gentry out of harm's way.
Right, right.
So let's see who's got the least out there. He'll be next. Rich Peters will check in at the next break for Fairview as Brian Ashelman dribbles through traffic, feeds off to Sean Roth. 3 on the way, no good. Rebound, Reimer blocked by Vance on the putback, but Archbold retains possession. Now Keith Roth on the near side, 3:26 to go. Roth tries to penetrate, gets it underneath, tries to get it to Reimer. The ball is loose, off the iron, it goes to Fairview. Actually, that pass hit the hoop and took a wild bounce. And we'll see Gentry back into the game. No, not yet. Peters into the game for Klein. And Peters will be the next designated fouler, I'll bet you. Peters at the jump circle, passes to Langham on the near side. Langham hesitates, now dribbles inside the arc. Quick pass to Singer in the lane. Tries to look outside, tries to feed it to Peters.
3 seconds. Oh, no.
No, he's kicked. It'll stay with Fairview.
Woo. I saw him doing this. I thought he was calling the 3, which could have been a pretty good call at that point. Andy had been in there for at least a week.
And Brian Gentry back into the game now for Fairview, replacing Rich Peters. Andy Singer to inbound with 3:05 to go. Apaches trailing by 10. It goes to Vance on the baseline. He pulls out, pops the jumper, no good. Gets his own rebound, can't quite handle it. And Broadbeck out of there with it, and Broadbeck is fouled. This could go on any one of about 3 players. We'll see who the call is against. Matt Langham is hit with the foul, his second.
Well, I'll tell you, Vance went up for that rebound, and he got hammered in the back by big number 50. That would have been Alex Reimer. And, of course, so many people around that ball at that time, you couldn't even see the contact from any other angle, but ours was right into the post position.
At the line for Archbold will be Kyle Broadbeck. for the 1 and 1. That's Fairview's 7th team foul. First one on the way, and it's no! It hit the back of the rim, went right straight up, and swished right back through the net.
What's a no-ho?
I'll tell you, it looked for all the world like you only normally see it bounce straight up, but boy, that one did.
It went up for about 4 feet and then dropped straight back down through.
Net hardly moved, and Broadbeck hits them both. Archbold back up by 12, 69-57, 2:54 to go. Gentry between the circles, over now to Langham. Langham looking to pass. Takes the dribble now on the far side, passes behind him to Vance, and we've got a foul away from the ball. This will go on Archbold.
Sean Roth on the hold.
Could be. Let's see what the call is here. It is on Sean Roth. That is what, 3 on him now.
Yeah.
As Peters comes back in for Fairview and Gentry takes a seat.
We needed 10 on him at halftime.
Yeah, you're right. And Coach Roofer, meanwhile, is going to make certain that Gentry doesn't commit any fouls on any rebounds here. As Renolette hits the front end of the 1 and 1. That pulls the Apaches back to within 11, 69-58 with 2:46 remaining.
And that's 6 points in this period for Jesse Renolette. He's been the spark plug.
Renolette up the line for his second shot as he gets the ball from the official. His shot's on the way, and it is good. A 10-point difference once again, 69-59 Archbold, 2:44 remaining in regulation. And Keith Roth will bring it up on the point for the Blue Streaks. Across midcourt, passes off to Brian Ashelman. Ashelman in the paint, stops, shot blocked by Vance, picked up by Roth. Over to Sean Roth, takes it to the baseline, jumper from there, no good. Langham covers the rebound. Over to Singer, across court now to Peters. Peters across the timeline for the Apaches. Looking to pass and does to Langham. Langham goes inside. Vance gets the shot off the block, and it's good. The layup is good. An 8-point difference, and Ashelman takes it down court. Renolette bumps him, throws off his timing. The shot doesn't go. Vance comes out of there with it, and the foul will go against Archbold, I think, on Brian Ashelman.
It will. That'll be his fourth.
Oh, boy. Hold on to your hats, folks. This one isn't over by a long shot.
Hey, we're right at the end of the runway now. We're just getting revved up, John.
Yeah, I'll tell you, Brad Vance will go to the line. He'll get 2 here now. That's 10 team fouls on Archbold, so it's a double bonus here for Fairview. 2 shots the rest of the way. 2:07 remaining. Apaches trailing by 8, 69-61. First shot by Vance, good.
Oh my goodness.
2:07 to go, and in basketball, folks, that's an eternity.
25 points now for Vance.
What a night he's had. He, the senior, does not want this to be his last game. You can tell that. 69-63. Archbold with a 6-point lead as Fairview's clawing its way back into this one. Keith Roth gives off now to Brian Ashelman for Archbold on the near perimeter. We got a foul here on Rich Peters.
You were right. There's your designated foul person.
That, I think, is going to be Peters first.
It is. Gentry
and Klein both coming back in now for Fairview. Coming out will be Peters and I think Singer. 1:56 to go, 69-63. Archbold with a 6-point lead, and Brian Ashelman will have a 1-and-1 opportunity here for Archbold.
He's been held off the board tonight.
First shot up, and it spins around and drops.
Me and my big mouth. Right?
Oh, Zeb Schrader now coming in for the Blue Streaks. And he will replace, it looks like, Kyle Broadbeck, so a little more speed in there for Doug Cross's troops to get back on defense. 70-63, Blue Streaks by 7. Second shot by Ashelman is in and out. Rebound, they scramble for it, they tie it up. It's, I believe, Archbold's on the possession. Yes, it is.
Oh,
and quickly, Singer and Peters checking back in.
You bet. Here come the defensive people.
The shuttle is running as Gentry and Klein come out. 1:54 to go. Archbold with a 7-point lead, and Keith Roth will inbound for the Blue Streaks after they take a timeout with 1:54 to go. We're going to take 30 seconds to catch our breath, and we'll be right back with you. This is boys sectional basketball on C106. Well, actually, a lot more than that. There's a boys sectional title on the line here, and right now we've got 1:54 to go in regulation. Archbold clinging to a 7-point lead, 70-63. And this Fairview team is just not rolling over and playing dead for these guys. We knew they wouldn't, but I'll tell you, it's been fun to watch, that's for sure.
This is what high school basketball basketball is all about. You got 2 minutes to go. You're down by 7. It'd be pretty easy to just walk away and say, well, it's been a great year. But now, I'll tell you, everybody's scratching and fighting out there right now.
Inbounds it comes. This is Ashelman for Archbold. Peters and Renouette on him defensively, but he finds Keith Roth with it. Roth passes off now to Sean Roth, and the Apaches are double teaming the ball here as Renouette bumps Roth pretty hard, and they will call, Andy Singer, they will call for the foul.
And for Andy, that'll be his second. He's in good shape.
Team foul number 9, so it remains a 1-and-1 situation, and once again, Gentry and Klein back into the game for Fairview, coming out Peters and Singer. Sean Roth will have a 1-and-1 here for Archbold, and boy, what a game he has had. 38 points, and stays at 38 as he misses the front end of the 1-and-1. Loose ball on the floor. Gentry covers it. They call a jump ball. No, they're pointing toward Archbold. It's got to go to Fairview. They forgot to change the lights, so they'll correct themselves. The Apaches will get it.
Well, he got that one right.
Okay, now make sure they set the clock right, or rather the arrow, as Kyle Broadbeck checks back in now for the Blue Streaks. Broadbeck, the rebounder, replacing Zeb Schrader, the speed merchant, or not Schrader, pardon me. This will be Brian Ashelman coming out. 1:40 to go, 70-63, Archbold leading Fairview.
I still think 15 feet just too short of range for Sean Roth. He is only 2 of 6 from the line, but his other shooting is great.
Inbounds it comes. This is Gentry taking it from Renouette. Gentry across the timeline. Pass to the near side, Langham. Langham on the perimeter. Dribbles, pops the 3. No good off the back of the rim. Vance gets tied up on the rebound. He's fouled by Roth.
That's 4 on Sean Roth.
And it'll be Peters and Singer checking back in once again for Fairview. And 2 shots coming here for Brad Vance. 1:28 to go. Apaches trailing by 7, 70-63. And once again, a lot of perspiration to be wiped off the floor, and that's what the delay is.
2 shots, yeah,
2 shots. Yeah, the official inquiring whether it was 1-and-1, and they all hold up 2 fingers at the scores table.
Oh, there's a number 10 up there on the scoreboard. Pretty close, 2 shots.
First shot by Vance, hits and drops off the front of the rim. It's good for 1. And now a substitution for Archbold as Brian Ashelman checks back in. Coming out is Kyle Broadbeck. So again, speed and size as Doug Krause has his shuttle going.
You got 2 coaches that really understand this game and play this game in their minds. And man, you're seeing them work hard right now.
Oh, this is great to see this mind game going here. You're right. And Vance, second shot drops. It's a 5-point Blue Streak lead. And quickly, Jesse Renouette fouls Keith Roth on the inbounds pass. And that'll be 2 shots here for Roth, as that's the 10th team foul on Fairview.
And 2 fouls on Jesse Renouette.
Gentry and Klein coming back in now for the Apaches as Singer and Peters come out. In case of the shuttling guards here. 1:27 remaining. And Keith Roth going to the line for Archbold to shoot 2. Blue Streaks up by 5. 70-65, and I'll tell you, whoever makes it to the district from here will have earned it, no doubt about that. First shot by Roth, no good off the iron. Score remains 70-65, Archbold's advantage. Roth at the line, second shot on the way. This one is good. And now it's a 6-point Blue Streak lead, 71-65. Fairview the other way now. Gentry leading the charge. Over to Klein. Klein to the baseline. Passes behind him. Vance for 3. Short. Loose ball. Langham the putback. In and out. Vance the rebound to Langham. He shot off the glass. No good. A whistle on the play, however, and a foul on Archbold. Oh, boy. Talk about no luck. It's going to go. The foul there will go against Alex Reimer of the Blue Streaks.
That's his 4th.
And Brad Vance once again goes to the line, and he'll get 2 shots.
And that clock is stopped. You know, this last 3 minutes of this game has taken a lifetime.
It seems like it. I was going to say, Doug Krause doesn't have as much gray hair as Ralph Rufer does yet, but he might before this game's over. Of course, Ralph will have more probably. But this is what it's all about as Vance bangs the first shot home. 71-66 Archbold, 1:13 on the clock. Second shot by Vance, it's good. And it's a 4-point Archbold lead, 71-67. Sean Roth now in the backcourt. Gets it ahead now to Brian Ashelman, one-on-one. Behind him it goes to Sean Roth. Cross court now to Keith Roth, and they're playing keep away here now. Keith Roth to Sean Roth, wide open. Back to Keith Roth. Down low to Zeb Schrader, and Schrader is fouled.
That's on Vance. That's his fourth. Now we got a little problem here.
56 seconds left as Gentry and Klein come back in. 56.1, excuse me. And going to the line will be Zeb Schrader for Archbold.
I just heard Coach Ralph Rufer as he was talking to both Richie Peter and Singer when they came off. They were both charging over to try to get the guy with the ball, which left somebody open. He said, don't go double, don't go double. Go after him one-on-one, and that way you don't have that outlet pass available. Nice coaching.
And the shot by Schrader is good, the first of two.
And that's only his second point of the night, but it's a key point.
72-67, Archbold by 5, 56.1 seconds left. Second one up, no good off the front of the rim. Gentry has the rebound. Apaches quickly the other way. Gentry feeds Vance, he pops a three, yes! Brad Vance pulls the Apaches to within 2, and now we've got a stoppage of play. What's going on here? We're trying to find out. Okay, I'm not quite sure. Jim, any idea?
Okay, they've got stoppage. Why can't they come in?
Okay, now they whistle them in. And now the officials trying to talk things over here. I don't have the foggiest idea what's happening, to be perfectly honest. Now the guys in the striped shirts are having a little confab here. We do know there are 46 seconds left, and we do know that Archbold leads Fairview 72-70.
And Fairview's got a whole bunch of team then. okay, now
substitution. Yeah, Peters and Singer in, Gentry and Klein out. Full court pressure applied by the Apaches. Okay, here we go. This is Zeb Schrader to inbound. He gets it to Keith Roth, who is fouled immediately, or Sean Roth, who's fouled immediately by Jesse Renolette. That will be Renolette's third foul, and Roth will get 2 shots at the other end, and that only took, I think, 0.8 of a second off the clock. Do not touch that dial, ladies and gentlemen.
If you didn't get a ticket for this game,
I'll tell you,
you're missing. Well, we're trying to give you the best we can.
It's unbelievable. This has been high school basketball at its best, no doubt about that, as Sean Roth hits the first of 2 free throws. That pulls the Blue Streaks back up to a 3-point lead, 73-70. 45.3 to go. Second shot by Roth is good. Archbold leading by 4 now, 74-70. Gentry takes the inbounds pass for Fairview, 42 seconds left. Ahead it goes to Vance, baseline jumper, good for 2! And Fairview quickly calls timeout. 37 seconds left in regulation. The score, Archbold 74, Fairview 72. This is boys sectional basketball on C106. 10 seconds left. Archbold holding a 2-point lead on Fairview, 74-72. Jim, are we going to have anything left when this is over?
Well, if I was still on heart medication, I probably would have popped a couple pills. This has been a super basketball game. What can you say? It's not over, that's for sure. And you said it's not, only 37 seconds in regulation. We could see an OT here very easily tonight.
Okay, here we go. Archbold will have the ball. Alex Reimer will inbound. Blue Streaks leading by 2. 37 seconds showing on the clock. Inbounds it comes to Brian Ashelman. Quickly up court to Zeb Schrader on the baseline, fouled by Brad Vance, and Vance will leave the game. Oh, what a loss that is. If that's who they call it on, and I believe they did. 32.6 seconds left, but Fairview will lose a very important cog here down the stretch as Brad Vance fouls out. And Vance, the senior, getting hugs from his teammates. A standing ovation from this group of Apache fans here, and from a couple of radio announcers who've had a lot of fun watching him over the last 2 years.
You better believe it. He put it all out there tonight, didn't he?
He sure did. Gave everything he had and then some. Now he's going to have to be just the cheerleader the rest of the way. But Fairview with some good horses inside, and particularly Matt Langham to watch his development this year as a post player. He'll do well as Chad Elston checks in. So again, Ralph Rufer going with his speed group. And Elston, of course, this is his first action, so he has 0 fouls. He now becomes the designated fouler. At the line for Archbold is Zeb Schrader to shoot 2. 32.6 to go. Schrader shot up and good.
Well, you practice all year for just a moment like this, a moment in time when it's going to mean something and mean a whole lot.
Schrader's second shot is good, and Archbold is back up by 4. 76-72. Gentry now across the timeline, under 30 seconds to go. He feeds Klein on the perimeter. Klein up top to Gentry. Gentry drives the lane, lays it up, no good. Rebound, Schrader, fouled by Langham with 20.2 to go. Oh, that is a big miss for Fairview. As they call Langham for the foul, his third. And it'll be 2 shots at the other end for the Blue Streaks. Going to the line once again will be Zeb Schrader.
I have Vance for 35 points.
What a game he's had. Oh, man. At the line, again, Zeb Schrader for Archbold. Blue Streaks by 4. Make it 5 as he sinks the first one. 77-72, Archbold on top. Second shot by Schrader on the way, and it's good. It's now a 6-point Blue Streak lead. Gentry on the perimeter, gives it outside, it's tipped, stolen by Schrader. He drives, lays it up and in. Archbold by 8, under 10 to go now. Here's Gentry for the Apaches. Up top it goes to Renowet in the paint, shot up, good off the glass, but this one's going to end, and the Archbold Blue Streaks will advance to district play next week at Napoleon. Final score from the Dog Pound, Archbold 80, Fairview 74. And you're listening to boys sectional basketball on Z106.
D&W Collision on Route 66 north of Archbold provides...
Tighten up.